You're listening to the Cool CLE Show.
I'm Jay, host of the Cool CLE Show, brought to you by CoolCleveland.com, putting you in touch with cool events, people, news, and neighborhoods in the Cleveland region. The village of Fairport Harbor offers one of the most beautiful natural settings of any coastal community on the Great Lakes. This sleepy little harbor town is perched on the bluffs above the mouth of the Grand River and overlooks 2 historic lighthouses and one of the finest public beaches in Ohio. It's just 30 miles northeast of Cleveland, so it's an easy day trip. We've got Casey Conrad with us on the show to talk more about a couple of growing events she's involved with happening in Fairport Harbor. It's weekly live local music sessions called Fill the Hill and the annual Mardi Gras. Plus, we have brand new music from Cleveland's Tropidelic, so stay tuned. But first, here's some events that I think should be on your calendar. Waterloo Arts Fest kicks off Saturday, June 29th at noon. There's a seemingly endless list of local artists, makers, and vendors, as well as music from over 40 local bands and musicians. You've got food and activities and so much more. You can get all of the info on it at waterlooarts.org/fest. Columbus-based 21 Pilots and the Killers will headline a pair of Major League Baseball All-Star concerts before the Midsummer Classic in July. And also, Cleveland's Wellesley Arms will be opening for the 21 Pilots on Friday, July 5th. It's rain or shine concerts that will take place outside the MLB All-Star Play Ballpark on Mall B in downtown Cleveland and will precede some choreographed fireworks. The park is going to be an interactive baseball-themed festival starting Friday, July 5th through Tuesday, July 9th, inside and outside the Huntington Convention Center. They've also got ziplining, food trucks, a home run derby, and of course all-star appearances, including the all-star ambassadors Frankie Lindor, Jim Tomei, and Sandy Alomar Jr. You can get some more information on that at clevelandsports.org. Board Lolly the Trolley, sit back and relax, and you can enjoy the beautiful landscape and history of our Lakeview Cemetery. They've got a stop made at the Wade Memorial Chapel. The tour allows time to visit the Garfield Memorial before and after the trolley ride. You do need to make reservations. Again, it begins and ends at the Garfield Memorial starting July 7th and then running every Sunday through October 20th. Now, before we speak to Casey Conrad about Fairport Harbor's Fill the Hill and their Mardi Gras, we've got some new music from Cleveland's Tropidelic, which was released early June. It's called Here in the Heights. The 6-piece continues to creatively blend genres like reggae and metal and funk and hip-hop into their very distinctive sound. And this follows its chart-topping 2017 album, Heavy as the Head. The group also features a number of collaborations on this album, including Angelo Moore of LA's Fishbone. So without further ado, here's Tropidelic with Cali from its new release, Here in the Heights.
As I do, I'll in pursuit of things I thought would make me happy. Fruits of labor riding, ain't no stopping in the valley. Cause they said y'all ain't gon' make it till you make it out to Cali. She a dready-headed mama selling jewelry in the alley. She been California dreaming since she sang it with her daddy. Steady moving west and she won't be another tally. And she says I know you'll make it and I'll see you out in Cali. They said you never know how hard it was. Living on the road runs in your blood. It's hard to leave, but you are always there for me. And I know we're both working towards what comes. It's lonely at the bottom, I don't often feel as badly as I do. I'll in pursuit of things that thought would make me happy. Fruits of labor riding, ain't no stopping in the valley. Cause they said y'all ain't gon' make it till you make it out to Cali. She a dready-headed mama said with jewelry in the alley. She been California dreaming since she sang it with her daddy. Steady moving west and she won't be another tally. And she says I know you'll make it and I'll see you out in Cali. Now that several years have passed and more, we happy. Fruits of labor riding, ain't no stopping in the valley, cause they said y'all ain't gon' make it till we make it out to Cali. She a dready-headed mama selling jewelry in the alley. She been California dreaming since she sang it with her daddy. Steady moving west and she won't be another tally. And she says, I know you'll make it and I'll see you out in Cali.
That was Cleveland's Tropidelic with Cali from its new release, Here in the Heights, widely available now for purchasing and streaming. And of course, they will be back in our area on August 9th for the Frink Stomp Music Festival in Butler. All right, some people may think it's a sleepy little town, but it's far from that. Fairport Harbor has one of the most beautiful picturesque communities, and we're very soon going to be, Fairport Harbor is going to be coming alive with Mardi Gras, and we've got Casey Conrad, a very strong advocate for the community, and also organizer of the Fill the Hill concerts that happen there every Thursday during the summer. Thank you so much, Casey, for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So Fill the Hill's been your baby for the last 5 years now. So what kind of got it all started? Why did you want to start Fill the Hill?
So I actually found myself being a student, working a few jobs and a single mom. And I have a lot of musicians that are friends, and I was never able to see them, unfortunately. And so I decided to be a little bit selfish and brought them to me.
It's a great alternative.
So, right, exactly. So that's what I did. It was a snowy day outside in February, and I called a bunch of my friends and said, hey, I don't know how I'm going to pay you, but I want to start this concert series. What date do you want to play? And I scheduled 9 concerts in 3 hours. So I was pretty excited and definitely pretty proud of myself. And that's kind of where all the work began.
And it's sort of ballooned. I mean, this year you've kicked everything off with the very popular Chard and Polka Band. That we had them on the podcast a few weeks ago or months ago. And they're such a great band, aren't they?
Oh my gosh, phenomenal band, and just really, really genuinely great people, phenomenal personalities. And I mean, just who would have ever thought to take all of today's popular hits
and put it into polka?
And turn them into
polka,
right?
And people love it. People love it. So how...
People of all ages.
Yeah, exactly. How has Fill the Hill changed, from that first year when you said, hey, bands come to me? How has it changed?
You know what? I actually had something happen this year that it hit me hard in a very positive way. I had a few bands that had really, really wanted to come back, and I just said, there's just not enough room, and I feel like I kind of need to introduce some new stuff, while still keeping those bands that were bringing people back over the years, that I just needed to change it up a little. And unfortunately, I hurt some feelings, which made me feel awful, because I didn't realize what a beautiful impact the summer concert series had on the music talent that we have here in Northeast Ohio. That I had some bands that have been, they ask me dedicatedly every year, and because the Fill the Hill, which we've kind of tagline it Fill the Hill this year. It started last year from a friend of mine, Kim, and evolved into really, really tagging it this year. And so each year I've kind of had to tell people, hey, you know what, we're growing, and I just don't know if your sound is going to be able to fill such a large space like that, because essentially what we are is we're right on the port of the river and the lake. So it really is. It's a beautiful venue to play, It's very simple, but it is a large space to fill with all of that sound. And so, some of your places that will, they'll pack the local bar,
Mm-hmm.
it's just not going to quite cut it with the sound and equipment and things of that nature. So we've kind of had to reevaluate each year, where do we want this to go? How do we want it to evolve? And I guess I just never realized that it would morph into something so amazing like it has.
So it's an outdoor,
So
so it's like an outdoor thing. What can people expect if they rock up to Fairport Harbor on a Thursday night?
you're going to walk up and you are going to experience the most stunning sunset that you have ever seen in your life. You're going to be able to bring down your whole entire family, all the way from grandma and granddad, all the way to the babies, and everyone is going to enjoy themselves. We have alcohol for sale. We have food and truck vendors down there. And that is growing every year also. So you're going to be able, we even have one of our food vendors is actually a vegan food truck.
Nice.
Lee Negrelli of Wild Sports
Oh,
Food
yes,
Truck.
of course. Yeah. Awesome.
Oh, absolutely love Wild Sports. She's been coming down last year, and she's done a lot of events in the area because Lee actually lives in Fairport Harbor. So we're lucky to have so much talent come out of Fairport for sure. And just the music is just absolutely amazing. So people come down, we have a great time. It's a great way to kind of kick off the weekend essentially. And so I'm excited. I can't wait for it to all get started. But then, essentially we've kind of already had, by the time, like we talked about earlier, that by the time this is getting ready to post, obviously, we've already had, a couple of bands that have come down and will be doing a phenomenal job. So I expect, it to continue to get bigger and bigger and better and better.
And as a citizen of Fairport Harbor, of course, the July 4th weekend, the Mardi Gras weekend in Fairport Harbor, that's kind of like a bit of a big deal, right? I mean, how many years has that been going on for?
78 years.
Wow.
I don't know of anything else in the area that has something like that going on where it is ran by, excuse me, I'm sorry. Mardi Gras has always been run by the Mardi Gras community. And what I mean by that is that it's ran by the people. It's not ran by, the village itself or some, big, huge supersede entity. It has always been the community members that started it, 78 years ago. And it has evolved into this absolutely phenomenal reunion of friends and family and culture. Fairport Harbor, when it started and became a village, it was actually mainly made up of Finnish, Hungarian, and Slovenian descents.
Okay.
And people that are extremely proud of their culture. And you can see that in little hidden pockets all throughout that weekend. When it comes to the food and just when it comes to the clothing, there are, little things that we're even looking at bringing back in that they used to do really big in the past. Mardi Gras is always kicked off with their annual parade, and it for the longest time has always been the largest parade in the area, and usually running, a couple hours long. So plenty of things to see, plenty of candy for the kids, all that kind of fun stuff. And then it usually always ends with our fireworks. And this year, Mardi Gras runs from July 3rd until July 7th. The parade is on July 3rd at 7 o'clock at night, and the fireworks will end on Sunday, July 7th at dusk, of course. And of course, we always get the question, when is dusk?
When nature determines.
Right, exactly. It's different every year by a few minutes, but hey, yeah, it's usually when the sun goes
Yeah,
down.
there you go.
But actually, so Mary Hunt, who sat down with me and we kind of grew up together, but had unfortunately never been friends until this just past year. We saw that Mardi Gras had a need for volunteers, or otherwise Mardi Gras was going to go away, and we just could not let that happen. And so we stepped up and we volunteered, and we took that torch and we ran with it. I mean, we were just hell bent and determined to make sure that Mardi Gras wasn't going to go away. And this year we were blessed to take over the entertainment garden, and there is going to be entertainment in that entertainment garden all week long. So all 5 days you can come down there at any point, and there is definitely something going on. We're going to have musicians every single night except for the night of the parade, or excuse me, except for the night of fireworks. We have a DJ going on that night. But we have Kids Day, which will be Saturday, the 6th, all day during the day. We've got, kids events and family events going on all day. And then to backtrack a little, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we have Fairport Idol. So essentially, like you would have American Idol, we're going to have Fairport Idol. And so to find out any and all of that information, the easiest way is to just go onto Facebook, onto Fairport Mardi Gras Facebook page, and click and become a friend, like the page. And in the events, there is all that kind of fun stuff in there. If you send us over a message, there's a team of us, working to answer all of those questions and get you signed up for Fairport Idol and all of that kind of fun stuff. And then the week after Mardi Gras, you're going to be able to essentially come back down and start hanging out with, Phil the Hill, because we'll be back together working with that. And we're actually going to have a Grateful Dead band, tribute band, that July 11th, which is the week after. And so since we are on the topic of Facebook, if you go to #PhilTheHill on Facebook, you'll be able to find our page, and we'll have a list of all the bands that you can come out and, and see us all this summer for all of your music needs.
Absolutely. I mean, it sounds like Fairport Harbor is the place to be July 4th weekend, guys. You got Fairport Harbor's Mardi Gras kicking off with the parade on the 3rd, like Casey said, and it rounding off on the 7th of the fireworks. Of course, entertainment happening all weekend long. And then make sure, you keep going back to Fairport Harbor every Thursday night up until August 8th. You got you got the Dupree's Dead Band on the 11th, July 11th. On the 18th, Dan McCoy and the Standing Eights. On the 25th, it's Country Redford, great band. First is Dark Side of the Moon, which is a Pink Floyd tribute band, right?
Oh yes, and they're
phenomenal. I've heard they're pretty good. Yeah, so if you're a Floyd fan, you love that. And then of course August 8th, Carlos Jones and the Plus Band. Gotta love them. They're such a local delight, aren't they?
Yes. He definitely brings a good vibe to the community.
Well, Casey, I think you bring a good vibe to the community. Your enthusiasm for your town is absolutely infectious, and they must be very happy to have you as an advocate. And make sure you check out Fairport Harbor, a real gem here in Northeast Ohio in our community. Thank you so much, Casey, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Next up, we have some music from Brenna Lynn. She says she's never chosen to be a songwriter. It's just simply who she is, and she's been creating music since she could speak. Lately, she's released a single in honor of her father called My Dad's Song, but we've got a track from her 2018 release called Arrows.
There are arrows painted on the street and above each lane, telling me that I can only go a certain way. My turn signal flashes even even though I'm the only one at light. And I wonder where I'd go if I went left when all signs point right. And all the arrows of the intersection, I make no objection, 'cause I always follow directions. I follow the car in front and I never defy the boss, 'cause I don't want to be alone and I'm scared of getting lost. I'll sit down and listen, make do with what I'm given, but I don't want to grow old, always having done as I'm told. I stay on my side where I know that I am safe, but I'm dying for a turn to misbehave. And all the arrows of the intersection, I make no objections, 'cause I always follow directions. I settle for less, blindly follow the GPS, the voice and the screen that dictate where I am going. And all the arrows of the intersection, I make no objections, I always follow directions. I hate the arrows of the intersection. About time to make objections. I'm sick of following directions. I hate the arrows, I hate the arrows. I hate 'em, I hate 'em. I hate the arrows, I hate the arrows. I hate the arrows, I hate the arrows.
And that's it for this episode of the Cool CLE Show. Thank you to Casey Conrad for coming on to talk about Fairport Harbor. Make sure you head out there over the 4th of July holiday weekend for its 78th Mardi Gras, or check out its Thursday evening concert series called Fill the Hill. Also, big thanks to the guys of Tropidelic for sharing the tune from its new release, Here in the Heights. Go buy it. And to Brenna Lynn as well for the music. You've been listening to the Cool CLE Show, brought to you by CoolCleveland.com. Have a good one.